Greetings and welcome to the GSL Code S. We're going on to our final game of not just today's group, but of the round of 32.
Yeah, it's Leenock against Life. Parting is already out of this group, so is Last, but in the other direction. Life versus Leenock, they've already played, and Leenock just looked better than Life. Life didn't look bad. Leenock just looked fantastic.
Yeah, this is going to be the rematch here from the games that we started on today.
Yeah. Can Leenock get out of here based upon his great ZVZ? It's definitely a possibility. Going to be a harder map for what he was doing before, which was a lot of Ling Bane aggression.
Yeah.
Whirlwind a little bit longer. Could be harder for him to actually get across there and get that damage done in time. He may have to switch up and play a different style. But I'm afraid, man, what if he plays a different style and it doesn't work?
Oh my god, what then?
Then he loses.
Then he loses, oh my god. And you know he doesn't want that.
And then Leenock once again on the sidelines. And Life, the new kid on the block, the youngest child, the baby. Everyone loves him more. But Leenock, he's still worthwhile. He's going to make his dreams come true and move to Korea and be a commentator tasteless.
As being the middle child and all. All right.
Even if his mom yells at him the whole time when he's trying to practice.
All right. Let's go into this final best of three and see which of two of the most legendary Zergs is going to move on to the round of 16 and which one will be crushed and knocked out of the GSL Code S.
Well, tasteless.
Well,
we're not starting Life games right away. We make you work for it, audience. You thought we were going to start? Why would we start right away?
April Fools. You got punked. Ashton Kutcher comes into your computer room. He's like, oh, dude, I thought the game was going to start. All right, well, what is the problem?
Life needed a pause. Who knows?
All right.
Could be any number of things. All right. Let's talk about something.
Let's do it.
Ask me another interesting question, because you did a great job before.
I did do a good
favorite
job.
fish was pretty fantastic.
All right. What is your favorite, top three favorite mammal quadrupeds?
Mammal quadrupeds. Okay, the giraffe. Always got to go with the giraffe.
Highest blood pressure of any animal.
That is true. Higher than.
It's got a big neck.
Higher than the hummingbird. Which other ones do I like? I'm kind of into rhinos. I think rhinos are cool.
Rhinos are cool.
They have horns.
Those horns are made out of hair.
Yeah, that's a modified hair.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I'm wondering if I'm going to have a cool animal fact for the for the next animal you pick.
And the other one is Tasteless when he's been sick for a week, like crawling to the toilet on all fours. No, I don't know, maybe the dog. I like dogs.
Yeah. I want to say that doesn't count, but that is a mammal and is
dogs
a
are, I like dogs. They're nice.
I guess I
really like my dog.
Yeah, you got a cute little dog,
yeah,
man.
She's nice.
Yeah. Artosis, for a period of time, I had
a lot of animals.
You had fish, you had two ferrets, you had a cat.
Yeah.
And, there was a crack in back
the door was open.
Closed.
No, I had like basically a little zoo, and it's kind of how I roll up. But now I have a baby, which makes it even more of a zoo.
It's out of control in the house, man. All right, let's go into this game. In the upper left, we have our Zerg player. He wants to get out of this group. Can he do it? He is.
FXO Leenock.
And in the upper right, we have our other Zerg. Can he come back? He is.
Started Life.
All right. So Tasteless.
What's up?
While we wait to see if they mirror builds, which is fairly likely.
This is one of these days we just have a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
That's the nature of it.
What are your three favorite birds, Tasteless?
Sure. Let's do this. Cockatiel.
I knew you were going to say cockatiel and parakeet.
Yeah, I had a pet parakeet when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Let me think here. The peacock.
The peacock.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice. I did not peg you for a peacock type of guy.
Is the peacock of the human kingdom.
Well,
let's point that out right now.
Artosis is the emu of the human kingdom.
Although, I'm not as good with the big birds, but, when you get, like, an actual parrot that's cool,
Yeah.
they're actually, like, really cool.
Yeah.
They need a lot of attention, though, but...
They're kind of like
Great.
me.
Great, but yeah.
Like I just copy things that you say, and I need a lot of attention. And I'm going to live to be 120. I just have everything.
Actually, a lot of times when you get like somebody who's elderly and alone and doesn't have a lot of activities, a parrot can actually make a really good pet.
Oh yeah.
Because you basically can interact with a parrot all day.
And you can pretend you're a pirate as well.
Yeah, which is of course another important thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you stay young, is pretending to be a pirate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. One day I'll change my ID from Artosis to Artosis. All right. Anyways, we have slightly different builds here. A pool first versus a hatch first, but
they're going to end up in roughly the same place anyways.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty much lined up overall, unless someone decides to go for some super aggression.
Some craziness. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if Leenock went for that crazy aggression again.
Oh, he very well may.
I mean, look, with some speedlings on this map, in these locations, even though it's a big map, you can get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
These are pretty close spots, too.
What other question for you? What is the best Back to the Future?
It's the first Back to the Future.
I think you're right.
It's definitely not the third.
No, well,
that one isn't even in the run.
That one never even happened. I think you need to go back in time and stop that one from ever coming out, man.
That would be Back to the Future 4. And they're like, why does it go 1, 2, 4?
Oh my God, you're so funny. That's so good.
Yep. Okay, Baneling Nest for Leenock. We'll be seeing that for a moment from life. There you go.
Oop, didn't get
that was even less than a moment. I guess we don't have the production tab up, but...
All right, sorry, it's okay. Artosis was lying. Let's just get to the bottom of this, man. It never happened.
It's really weird to me. Yeah. So we'll see. Is someone going to make a big spurt of lings and get aggressive? Maybe Life will decide to do something like that because he got outplayed before when Leenock went for it. Because his ling micro is very good. He is making a couple extra.
When we saw those, when we saw the player interview videos, it was interesting to see how pensive Life was about Leenock.
Yeah.
Considering he's historically in interviews been pretty confident.
Here's the thing. The younger Zerg may get all the attention, but he still knows that the older Zerg is better at Starcraft than him. Well, actually, we don't know that. We're trying to figure that out right now.
But, we will soon.
Yes.
So,
Layer going up for Leenock first. Okay, so pretty mirrored here.
Yep.
Pretty mirrored overall. More lings overall for Life. That may be defensive or offensive from him. It really could go either way. He might just be saying, okay, I'm going to make a few more than last time to make sure he can't screw me up like he did before. But Leenock isn't trying to screw anybody up, Tasis.
Well, he's trying to screw Life up, but... All right. Ling for Ling, but now we have Life's Lings headed over here to the upper left. Now, he's making drones off the back of this, so I don't know how much of a commitment this is actually going to be, this attack here.
Well, a couple banelings coming up, and nice dodging so far. Nice targeting as well. Oh, good baneling hit.
Oh, man. He's not doing enough damage so far for how much these lings cost.
I'm getting motion sickness here, how much these banelings are.
These a little bit of ring around the rosy right here.
Yeah.
Now he's getting some more drones, and Leenock's not even moving these drones, not even microing them. That's kind of bizarre.
He lost a couple there rather quickly. And it looks like that's the end of that aggression. Spire coming up for Leenock. Life making some more lings, but that's pretty normal overall. In fact, Leenock's going to be up by like 6... No, now that 3 drones are on the way, a little bit less, like maybe 4 drones up, which will give a few more lings to Life possibly, which could help out when they're battling over third bases.
Speaking of third bases, Leenock taking his right now.
The third base race.
Uh-oh. Careful around those banelings, Life.
And, well, yeah, this I don't think he's going to be able to force a cancel with these banelings so close by.
Worth a shot, though. God, he gets so close to these banelings. Oh, he's got to be... Oh!
All right. And he does end up holding that. Third base does start for Life just a little bit later, but this game is much closer than the ones that we've already seen.
Yeah. There's been no major blow to Life here where we'd say, you're so behind. How are you going to solve this?
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if we go on to on-camera shot number 3 here.
Well,
probably
will.
Probably will.
There's Leenock, wondering what's going on. Saying, all right.
All right.
It's a little bit closer. He's like, wait, I'm not way ahead. And kicks his cord out.
All right. This is obviously a very stressful moment here.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
life, this game's gone, I would say, fine.
It takes you
So
out of your
far?
rhythm as well, you have to remember. Takes you completely out of your rhythm because you have everything that you're doing is like so crisp in your mind while you're doing it when you're playing at this level with this much focus. And to have like a little kind of pause, you're never going to jump back into the game like in a micro situation or something and do as well as you could have done in the game.
It messes with your tempo a little bit.
But the one thing you can do, one thing that you should be focusing on in this is thinking about every single thing you've picked up in the game and what your next few moves should be. In fact, I remember when games got paused on ladder games in Starcraft 1 back as a pro gamer. I would actually figure out, I would actually look around and be like, okay, the first thing I'm going to do is build this depot, and then I'm going to do this. And I would actually map out like 15 moves in a row.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I would just, the next...
Like, their paws are like, oh, hold on, like the pizza's got delivered here or something. I'm like, all right, like, what exactly do I need to do?
Yeah. And just
what
map
is he done?
everything
What
out.
is he still trying to do?
Yeah.
It's important. And this is...
Looks like we're just going to probably do the resume or the recover game.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah.
That we have that, I should say.
Oh, of course. Thank God. That is such a useful thing to be able to just go right back into the game. And because, you know, this is important for them to both get to this spot. Life wasn't able to get here without being behind before. He was always a little bit behind, and here it's pretty even, so...
So we'll get that thrown up here. Mm-hmm. We've just had some bad luck here today at the GSL, some technical difficulties. But we'll get into that as soon as possible.
Yep. So, I guess let's talk about some more stuff, Taste.
Let's do it, man.
What are your 3 favorite types of rocks?
I'm kind of a fan of limestone.
No, you know what? That's
Granite.
a good.
Granite's good.
I knew you were going to say granite. I have you pegged for a granite guy.
I'm a number 2 pencil kind of guy.
I come from the granite state, man. I'm all about granite.
Oh, there you go. And I'm trying to think of another rock that I care about.
Yeah. Gold, Tasteless. Come on.
Gold.
Taste is all about gold.
I'm all about.
Closet's full of it.
You should see how I dress when I'm not casting. Anything but gold chains all over me. Everything like that, man.
Well, I was thinking more like just gold bars. Like you just save up all your money and buy them. Like, Tasteless, can I borrow a little bit of money and you like have to give me like a little piece of gold bar?
I have to melt down part of one of my gold bars that I pull out
Look,
of my
I know
floor,
how many
like,
grams that weighs. I bring it back to you, like, bite, like, arr, you're like, okay.
All right, let's talk about video games. Video games.
Okay.
What are your 3 favorite? I don't like this like 3 favorite thing.
We've already done it. We've already done the 3 favorite.
All right, old arcade games.
Old arcade games. The ones that I like?
Yes.
Oh, I like old Tetris. Really fun.
That is a classic. They still have that in some arcades out here.
Yeah. There's an old Tetris machine, not like the first generation Tetris, but a pretty damn old one in the mall near my house. What else do I really like? I mean, if you can find Donkey Kong, that's pretty fun. It's pretty fun overall.
Do they have that in arcade?
No, it's hard to find it in an arcade.
Hurry up, final one.
Pac-Man.
Well, I think you were shooting for older than I was expecting.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant.
I'm sorry. No, I was actually going to accept answers like Area 51 or Time Crisis.
I thought we were talking like really old, like from my childhood.
Your answers were good for what you categorized as. I think the problem is also that we're actually like old nerds.
Yeah,
we're not old people, but we're old nerds, like compared to
no, I remember
our viewers.
My dad used to bring me to a pub for dinner sometimes, and they had an old Tetris and Pac-Man machine that me and my brother used to always play on.
I like the old. There was one near my house growing up, an old Mortal Kombat machine, but it was like a little tricky to get to play because I have to go down there with my mom, and it was like really violent because it's Mortal Kombat. Even though it's not violent when you look at it now.
No, I know that's
that's
how old Mortal Kombat is. My mom was mad when I got the blood code. She's like, who told you that?
You got the blood code? You can't watch this. I'm like, oh, like.
Yeah.
Video games make people violent, just like sports games make people better at athletes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're almost into this game.
Yeah. I think everything is pretty much all set.
Yes.
They're going to get ready to bring it back pretty soon here.
What other ones did you? You're like what is it called? What's the game called? Skee ball.
Oh yeah. I was pretty good at that.
Because we're from the generation where there were actually arcades in North America, but did you do the tickets?
Won a lot of tickets with that. Yeah. Get that little green guy that went on the end of your pen that had like the wobbly hands.
Yeah, or you get that like little sticky hand on a little.
Oh yeah.
You stick it and then you use it for a day and it's covered in dirt.
Yeah, and the ball that like sticks to the wall and like I stuck it in my ceiling. This is a true story.
Yeah.
And it left a weird looking like.
Oh my God!
mark.
I got in trouble with my mom for this.
Yeah,
Something like this happened where I threw the sticky ball at the wall of my house, and I'm like, cool.
And that dark mark is still in the house I used to live in.
No, I had this exact same thing. Yeah.
Those sticky balls, man.
No, a lot of kids got in trouble because of those sticky balls.
They did.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna retry that again.
All right. Enough talk of sticky balls. On to this game that we're going to cast in a minute here. So, no, actually, I guess we do have more downtime.
Yeah, no, we have plenty
more of a delay.
Plenty of downtime right now. But yeah, good memories. Good memories. Did you ever win anything good? Did you ever actually save up enough tickets? Because I didn't go.
No, I didn't do the ticket thing. It didn't interest me. I had a lot of good fighting games. The arcade I was at, I was much more interested in. That I had Soul Calibur, which is great, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be as popular, especially not in Asia. It's just not as popular. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is popular in the part of town I was in. It's a great game. And some other games like that now I can't think of the name. Kind of peripheral.
Yeah.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter, like decent game, stuff like that.
I went when I was a lot younger, actually, before fighting games really were around.
It's too bad because in the problem with like a lot of these arcade games that were coming out is there were certain games like the shooter games where you actually had the gun, you had to like, shoot up the screen. There was some games like that you could beat on a coin. But like if you play like Time Crisis 4, like I don't think you can beat that on a coin. There's
no. Well, they're smart. They're
like, well, this needs to make money.
You have to pay $10 to beat one of those games now if you're good.
Yeah, that's
my opinion.
I don't know of somebody who can beat that because the original Time Crisis you could beat on a coin.
Yeah, I believe it.
I did.
Things are crooked nowadays, man.
Yeah,
like that game where you shoot the spiders, man. Like you play that with your girlfriend.
The one where you're in
$10
the truck?
if you want to beat it.
Yeah,
$10.
That's rough.
Yeah, it is what it is. Tasteless.
It's the nature of the game, man.
Yeah.
What other good arcade games were there?
Were you ever into like DDR or?
I did Pump It Up.
Okay, same thing.
But I just
no, Pump It Up's better. They aren't the same. How could you say? No, they're the same.
I played a game called Beat Mania.
Oh yeah,
which is actually the best rhythm game ever made.
Actually, what is the name of Step Mania for the computer, where you use the arrow keys and stuff? Have you ever played that?
Yeah. There's also
my brother had one of the highest scores in the world at that.
Really, my brother used to play. My brother's really good at Beat Mania. Day 9, obviously. He played a lot of Beat Mania. He was like
that's the one on the keyboard, right?
You can get it on keyboard too. There's one because Beat Mania has 7 keys and a turntable.
Oh, okay. No, not that one. Not that one. The one that's like it's like DDR.
They have it on PC too.
Okay, yeah.
So he played on PC and then go to the arcade and actually do the songs. You could beat like level 10 or 12 songs. Like it was crazy, crazy good. But after I found that game, I've enjoyed that more than Pump It Up. And I did Pump It Up when I was like maybe early high school.
I never really cared for rhythm games as much, to be honest.
Rhythm
like people
games,
sometimes want to play.
The thing that's weird about
Guitar
rhythm
Hero
games is that like no matter what, if you play it, because when you watch if you can YouTube top Beat Mania,
they're amazing.
But the thing is, as I was playing it, and then you just your hands just start to find the buttons.
Yeah.
It's like
you just click into the zone.
The amount of time you input into the game directly.
The matrix cable goes in the back of your head eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And eventually, I can't even read this, but I'm hitting all the keys.
Yeah. You just kind of stare and go like that.
Dane and my brother played it much more than I did, but he was at the point in time where he could just put it on random on level 12, and he just which is kind of cool. But I don't know. At the time, it cost a lot of money to do rhythm games at the arcade. And with fighters, for me, what I liked about that is that if I beat somebody, I just stayed there, which was nice. You know what I mean? I could go to the arcade with $3 and make that last for a few hours. So I like that.
Yeah.
And we're about to get back into this game.
Are we? Looks like
cool?
I think we actually have it in the game, and I think everything's actually all set. Yeah.
Yay.
Great. great. So they are back in the game, so we're going to throw that right back up for you guys.
Yeah, we'll probably wait for this text to clear, but then, yeah, we'll throw that back up for you guys. Here we go. Wow. Technology. We're back in the game.
Yay. All right, so a lot of micro going down at this third base right now. Of course, if you can force a cancel on your opponent's third, that's huge. And it looks like Life is going to definitely force
Actually, it looks like we're both going to be having forced cancels here.
It could be.
All right, he's going to try to come over here and take this out. All right, tough split decision there by Life to actually have to pull out. I'm surprised he didn't run. He just stopped attacking the hatch.
And look at that. That was actually both of them dealing quite a bit of damage, but not quite getting it. Now we have 12 mutas coming out for Life, whereas 10 and the +1 carapace for Leenock. Notice that Leenock, he's gone for different styles of muta every time. He's really showing he gets this matchup so well.
Here comes the Link. He's going to get this queen now. He's going to back out because he cannot take out that hatchery.
Now going to start cleaning up these overlords is Leenock. Going to hide those Lings on the side and counterattack as the mutas come over towards his territory. I got to say, man, I'm getting more and more impressed with Leenock. He doesn't just do one or two things in this matchup. He has such a wide range.
Oh! Whoa. That was close.
If he didn't touch that, if Life hadn't seen that Baneling, he would have gotten
all right, kills. Engagement here with the mutas.
And that, oh my god, they're actually going for it right now, Tasteless. And the muta count is in Life's favor right now.
Yeah, and he's doing nice targeting down here, too. Don't forget that hatchery was bruised pretty badly early on.
Leenock is going to have to run, but he has some more coming out. He's trying to target down. That +1 carapace not yet done.
Well, if he can get that done, he might be able to save this hatchery. We have mutas that are very low on health.
Oh, man, and Life just dealing way too much damage to these mutas. Going to continue to attack this base, sending more over. A couple mutas actually kept it home. But has he actually killed it?
Probably should have sent those two mutas that were over at the third.
Oh, man. You know what? He's got more mutas now. He definitely gained a 2 or 3 mutalisk advantage overall, but was he really mining a lot from gas during that is, I guess, a big part of the question.
Yeah, that actually is a very good point. Also note he's going to take out a lot of these overlords, so that's a lot of lost minerals and lost supply there for Leenock.
Definitely a supply lead we see for Life here. Leenock, though, he does have that +1 carapace. He's producing some additional mutas and queens. Going back up to 3. And yeah, it looks like it's about a 2 mutalisk lead for Life after all is said and done, and that's huge. This is getting pretty rough, man. We do have the closer rally points for Leenock, but is that going to be enough to overcome the numbers? And it looks like it may be. In the meantime, a lot of Lings going towards the third base of Life.
Leenock's still got a trick up his sleeve here, but it looks like the Lings and mutas will be able to hold this off just barely. He still hasn't pulled those 2 mutas, by the way. Unless those are 2 new mutas that just got parked.
Yeah, that's actually a big issue because he was up 2 mutas, but the mutas were down there maybe.
Not much here to defend. Life running up right now to the north to try to save this location. Spore Crawler, I think it's actually going to be picked up before it finishes, and that's just the case.
Well, right now it's pretty even mutalisk counts, but we're really close to Life's base right now. So, of course, any queens can help out, and a big Ling harassment down there, killing off a lot of the drones mining gas.
And as you can see here, some nice transfusions here on Life's mutas. Looks like Leenock will just barely lose this fight. Meanwhile, we have Lings counterattacking on both sides, headed towards the third.
Oh, a nice pickoff of that stray muta. Right now, both players at 9. And GG, just too much counter harassment there by Life. Really messing up the economy of Leenock. And uh-oh, Leenock is one game away.
Still got game. He's still got game, man.
How Life got his game
Opened up
back.
the dashboard, turned a few dials this way and that way, and he's ready. And he's actually been pouring some water on the back of his neck.
Whoa.
I think it's the first time we've actually seen that happen.
Is he a plant from Plants vs. Zombies?
Could be.
I want to get Life in my Zen garden, Tasteless.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Well, you know, I mean, he might be sweating.
I bet he'd give me a lot of those. He would sell for a lot, that's for sure.
That's for sure, man. A life plant?
Oh, yeah. That's funny, though. Why would he be pouring water on his back, like to cool down?
No, I mean, yeah, because some people, like, they sweat more in different areas. I feel like you're like my 12-year-old son that I don't have that I'm explaining to, like, why he's doing this. For, like,
I don't know.
Some people, like, they get sweaty, like, on their back especially.
But would I pour water there? Because I think the most uncomfortable thing about the sweat is that it gets all moist and kind of sticky. Would the water not exacerbate that a bit?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, I don't know, actually.
I think I'm going to go with my explanation that he is, in fact, a plant.
Okay, all right. He's
And
like a
all
Protoss.
these other jobbers in the GSL, they're zombies tasteless.
Could be.
Got no chance, man.
All right, so we've had a small delay again. I think we'll go to this soon, though. Life might just have to go run to the restroom because...
Let's go get a towel to wipe all that water off.
It's it's so cold.
Let's go.
Well, you know, that was a pretty close game till the very end. That forced Muta engagement. You can see there. Now, the truth, though, is, you know, I think Leenock really overextended there in the upper right.
Yeah.
I think he should have killed the Spore and just left.
You know, I do agree with that. The other part
he had life
is,
on his back foot.
Yeah, the third base, though, is the thing that I'm really worried about with Leenock there, because Life, like, outdid him that game at the third base, right? He stopped the mining of the gas quite a bit. He had a couple mutilist engagements down there where he did a little bit of a better job. It's kind of interesting because Life also initially skipped the +1 carapace to give him a temporary mutalisk boost, and then got it a little bit later. And during the time where he figured that Leenock didn't have +1 carapace, or Leenock had +1 carapace, but he didn't, like during that time frame of how long he skipped it for,
yeah,
he tried to avoid mutalisk engagements. It was like really cool, man.
It was pretty impressive. I'm going to call this right now. I think Leenock's probably going to go for that aggressive link play that he did in game 1 and 2. I mean, if he loses this, he's out.
I know.
He beat Life.
It's a rough world, man. Especially with WCS being on the line, you know, you got to gain those points. Leenock wants to go to that grand finals.
He wants it. They all want it.
Not
all right,
everybody.
Let's get ready for game number 2 on the map of Leenock's choice, Belshir Vestige.
That's right. We'll see. Can he pull through and win? What do you think? Who do you think takes this?
I think Leenock does.
This game or this series?
I think at least this game.
Okay, I think Life is going to take the series.
Okay,
Generally speaking, when
towards
two
that.
really amazing players are playing ZVZ, I just side with the guy that wins game 1.
It's actually not a bad idea.
No, it works out for me.
All right. Well, it looks like we're nearly ready. I can't wait to see what kind of action we're going to see from these guys, bringing us some of the best CBZs I've ever seen. We're here in the new studio at Samsung Station in Gangnam, watching the best Starcraft 2 players in the world compete over the most competitive esports show on Earth, the GSL Korea.